Hi, I'm Billy Bob, and I'm here to show you how to cut a turducken. Now, we've already cooked the bird over here. And for those of you who don't know, a turducken is sausage stuffed inside a duck, stuffed inside a turkey. Good. So I'm going to show you everything from how to get it out of the roasting pan, how to cut it up, and serve it. So, here are the utensils you'll need. You'll need some tongs, you'll need a big old knife, or a big old fork. You'll need a small knife, and you'll need an electric knife.
You got it.
Now, this electric knife's from about 1965, so you might need to go down to your local antique dealer, pick one of these suckers up. I reckon it'd run you about $6, $7, something like that. That one seems like it'll work, though. So first you got to get the bird out of here. Remember, this is not only a bird, it's a little bit weightier than your normal turkey. It's not all bones. I recommend the old, you got to grab it right here by the legs, then you want to lift up with the fork. Now this bird seems to be stuck a little bit. You may need a spatula to pry it loose. You got to be real careful though, because it's going to have a tendency to fall apart as you're pulling it out of the pan. So, lift it up.
Put it down.
Uh-oh.
Over everything.
It's falling off.
Hold on. Okay, scrape it up.
This is my lovely assistant, Jolene.
Jolene. Scrape the bottom.
I think you're going to have to cut it in the pot. It's going to fall off.
Well, sometimes you may have to make a slight adjustment. You might not be able to cut it, take it out of the pan before you cut it. In which case, you got to make the adjustments. So when you're cutting a turducken, first you got to make sure that you take off, it's going to have these butcher ties on it. You got to cut these suckers off first. Make sure nothing's holding on. Just pull those things right on out of there. And you may want to check a couple other places to make sure there are no more. It looks like this one's pretty good. So, now to the fun part. Get your knife, make sure it's good and revved up. Now this is called a butt to head cut. With this being the head and this being the butt. So I guess it'd be a head to butt cut. Remember, there aren't any bones in this besides these wing bones over here that fell off when we tried to lift it out, and these legs down here. So, we're going to cut straight through the middle. Head to butt. Now, if you don't have an electric knife, that's okay. You can use it the old-fashioned way without much of a problem. So you just split the breast. We can make all kinds of dirty jokes about that, but we won't. This is a family show. Then, after you cut it in half down the middle, then you're going to go crosswise and divide it into fourths. Notice the action of the knife. You're not going to go straight down through like this. You're not going to be able to make it all the way through. You want to start off, then slowly lay it down and drag through. That way you get a clean cut. Now, as you probably saw before, as we were separating everything, you got a lot inside of there. You don't want to lose all that goodness. So, as you're cutting, the way that it's stuffed, generally speaking, unless you do it on your own a fancy Cajun way, you're going to want to cut from wing to wing. Now, I'd recommend, before you actually get into removing all of this, which is the goodness, I would recommend removing the legs, which actually is pretty easy. It should just kind of fall right off. So you want to have a platter or something to move the wings to, in which case we have a platter here. This is my other lovely assistant, Annie M. Thank you, Annie M. Hold on, one more. We got one more right here. Now that we've removed the legs, this makes our job much easier. We kind of remove the rest of this bones now. You can see this. That's rice, and it's delicious. Now you shouldn't have a whole lot more bones. Most of these things they do a pretty good job of taking out all the bones. So now we begin to slice, making sure to avoid any of the innards. Now the slice pretty much just depends on your preference. I would start up here and go all the way through. Now if you're serving this right away, I would recommend going directly from the turducken to the plate to make sure that you get all this goodness. Now, as we're going from the plate, put my knife over here. Imagine this were your dinner plate. You got to get all the way to the bottom. Get all of this. Make sure it's all on there. And it may not be a completely perfect slice, but nonetheless, you got all the delicious goodness. Now there's your duck, there's your turkey, and then there's your chicken. Of course, a turducken. Sausage, stuffed inside a duck, stuffed inside a chicken, stuffed inside a turkey. The best of all worlds.
And that one's got shrimp. What's in there? Shrimp.
My grandmother's informing me that there is shrimp in here as well, which we all love. Now let's get a close-up, cameraman. My mute cousin Jim Bob's the cameraman. He can't hear us, but he does a great job of filming. Now you can see here, this is the turkey, this is the chicken, this is the duck. Then we got the rice and all the other good stuff right here. So as you get through cutting all of this off, see, it's going to kind of fall apart because they don't use any of those fillers like that nasty stuff you might buy at the store. It's all just in there separate. So, as you eat it, you're going to make sure you get a little bite of everything. That is good stuff. Delicious. Let's try another bite of that just to make sure it's okay. Now, if you're using a fork and it's next to your mouth, you gotta make sure you don't stab yourself. Had a cousin a couple years ago, he was cutting up a turducken. He got a little bit anxious while he was doing it. Stuck the fork prong right through his cheek. Now, talk about a way to end a good family dinner. You don't want to do that. So, I think I've showed you the basics of doing this. All you got left is just finish sawing it off. And that, my friends, is how you carve a turducken.
I love my duck and turkey all together now. I love my duck and turkey all together now. I love my duck and turkey all together now. I love my duck and turkey